The playoff race is heating up across USL League One. We come to you from Foxborough, Massachusetts and Gillette Stadium as New England Revolution 2 plays host to the Richmond Kickers. Tonight's match is presented by United Healthcare. I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks for joining us tonight. An exciting matchup between these two sides. So let's take a look at where they stand in the Dan O'Brien Automotive Group standings. We have to look towards the bottom, but they're not far off from a playoff spot. Just 3 points. New England Revolution 2 in 10th. Richmond Kickers in 11th. Both on 25 points. So a big game in terms of playoff placement potentially tonight. Damian Rivera is our Santander player to watch. It's been a big season for Rivera, who will start his 18th game. He has a team-high 5 goals for this Revs 2 side. And in talking with head coach Clint P.A., he said Rivera has a ton of talent and will continue to grow in this league. He's looking to see maybe a bit more of his personality come out. He's scored some nice goals this year. Others, he's just been in the right place at the right time. But he's also made his MLS debut this year, and he talked about that experience.
Obviously, I was very excited to get my debut. I've been waiting for that moment, since I was a kid, and, it motivates me more. I know what it's like to be up there, and, I just want to keep progressing.
On the other side, the Richmond Kickers will be looking to keep Rivera and the Revs out of the net. Darren Sawatsky told us this week he's been pleased with his team's strong defensive performances throughout this season. The Kickers, they're tied for the second most clean sheets in the league, also with New England, while Akira Fitzgerald has the most saves in USL League One with 65. So defense will be a key part to Richmond's success tonight, and we'll see if they can post another clean sheet. But these two teams, when they have gotten together this year, there have been a lot of goals between the two sides. So will it be a lot of goals, or will we get those clean sheets? Come on back and find out. Lineups and first kick coming up next. Back at Gillette Stadium, building up to first kick, New England Revolution 2 and the Richmond Kickers. Tonight's match is presented by United Healthcare. Before we get to the starting lineups, let's hear from Clint P.A., who's excited to have a big piece of his side back in the lineup.
Yeah, he allows us to sort of dictate tempo of games. He's a good leader on the field. He communicates well with the guys. He's a problem solver. So we've missed him sorely, and it's kind of going to be welcome to have him back on the field with us.
Well, that is all in reference to Jake Rosansky, who will be right back in the center of the park tonight for New England Revolution 2. These starting lineups presented by Michelob Ultra. Of course, Justin Rennicks leading the line. John Bell will make a start at center back tonight. Joe Rice will start against his former side as well. Well, these two teams have played a couple of times already this year. Let's hear from Darren Sawatsky on his thoughts on the opposition.
Well, based on what we've done against them before, we know we can attack this team. We'll create chances. We got to finish them off. They've grown as a team. They're a good MLS2 team. They've dropped down some first-team players that have done well for them. So we're going to have to be on our toes. They play good soccer, and we're going to have a good game.
And here is the lineup that Darren Sawatsky puts out for the Richmond Kickers. Of course, Emiliano Terzaghi will start up top. Chris Cole gets the start at left back, Esteban Calvo at right back, and of course, Akira Fitzgerald will be in goal. That strong midfield that has been bolstered by the addition of Ethan Bryant as well. So we are just about set to go. Tonight's referee is Kenneth Rojas. Justin Rennick stands over it, and we just wait on the referee's whistle. And here we go. We are underway from Gillette Stadium. The Richmond Kickers and New England Revolution 2. Thanks for joining us on this Friday night. I'm Josh Eastern. An exciting match between these two sides as we have seen a lot of goals between these two when they have gotten together. But what will happen is kind of the more intriguing part, because these two sides have posted a lot of clean sheets. They've also scored quite a few goals. So when push comes to shove, will it be goals or will it be defense? This Richmond side, last time out, a tough loss in the Henny Derby, 1-0 at Forward Madison. And as for New England Revolution 2, they really had a tough go of it at North Carolina FC, a 4-1 loss. But Esmir Bayraktarovic was able to score the lone goal in that game for Revs 2. There's a whistle and a foul. Let's take a look at tonight's injury report presented by Shields Healthcare Group. Pretty long list for both sides. Alves and Falk miss out here tonight for the Richmond Kickers, while O'Hearn is now on that injury list as well for Revs 2. Here on the ball, Luis Caicedo. A debut here in League One for Caicedo, the 25-year-old from Colombia. He missed 2020, or pardon me, this is his second appearance, Caicedo. His first appearance was all the way back in April against the Richmond Kickers when they came here to Foxborough. So his second appearance of the season, his second start. He missed 2020 due to injuries, trying to battle for a spot back in the first team side. So he gets a spot here tonight with Revs 2 in USL League One. Ball in behind, Jonathan Bolaños now, cutting in field. Bolaños shoots and scores! How about that for a start for the Richmond Kickers? Firing it past his old teammate, and Bolaños gets Richmond on the board first. A great start here for the Richmond Kickers. He was in space down the left. All he had to do was cut to his right foot, and he fired it into the top corner. Jonathan Bolaños, a great start for the Kickers. Another look at it here on the NL replay. Here's the ball over the top. Presley was caught out. Bolaños cuts in field, finds just that little angle to get the shot away. And is able to fire it in that top left corner. Here is Bolaños in space again. Now Cole. I should correct myself, actually. Those two did not quite overlap. Bolaños, his first year in Richmond. Last year, Joe Rice only playing in 2019. And Joe Rice gets the start against his former club here tonight. And Rice makes his 13th start of this season. Battled some injuries a year ago, but he did win the 2020 Save of the Year, although could not keep Bolaños out of the net there. Bolaños, his 4th goal on the season for the Miramar, Florida native. Played over the top and put straight out of play. So if you're Darren Sawatsky, you could not have asked for a better start. He said this year that the ball just has bounced the wrong way. We've been waiting to get it back. So maybe that's a bounce that goes the right way. Early goal here for the Richmond Kickers. Here's Presley now joining the attack. He spent some time as an attacking player in recent years, has moved into a more of a fullback position here in 2021. Trying to penetrate that back line. It's Spalding putting this in front, and Fitzgerald able to dive and bring this in. I think Akira Fitzgerald wants a new soccer ball, saying that one's a little flat. As they get a new soccer ball, let's take a look at our keys to the match presented by Geico for New England Revolution 2. Rev those engines. Clint Pied wanting a fast start from his side, and as for the Richmond Kickers, well, I'll take a football reference. You play to win the game, and that's what Darren Sawatsky has said coming into this match today, that our approach is to win from the opening whistle to the last. And he said the same can be said for this New England Revolution 2 side. So he was expecting a fast start, and a fast start we sure got. Turned over in the middle. Here's Viñals. In behind, Bolaños, who was in an offside position. A good chance back the other way. Look at this ball from John Bell, playing it through pretty much each line of the Richmond defense. Spalding was there to make the cross, but Fitzgerald able to dive in there at the near post. The NL replay. Here's Caicedo. The right, a bit too far. We mentioned that 4-1 loss for New England Revolution 2, and Clint Pied told us this week really nothing went right. We didn't execute. We allowed North Carolina to dictate the game. He said he was a bit more disappointed than frustrated. Of course, North Carolina was playing with some emotion in that game. Azmi Al-Badawi, his final professional game, scored a brace. So they had some of that momentum, North Carolina. Revs 2 running into a buzzsaw on the night. They're hoping to get back on track. They're winless in their last 5, 0-2-3. Their last one actually came on August 5th against North Carolina FC. Here's Renix. Cut it back for Caicedo. He went to ground. Referee not obliged to blow his whistle there. Here's John Bell. Started 15 games, Bell did, a year ago. This Revs 2 side. He earned a first-team contract, so just a handful of appearances here in USL League One here in 2021. Here's Renix now. This cleared away downfield. Jonathan Bolaños, his producer Ryan Rose tells me 2 of his 4 goals against New England Revolution 2 on the year. So he has had success against Revs 2, and I'm sure New England has seen enough of him here in 2021. Bryant applying pressure. And for Firth, pushing Terzaghi away. I don't think that'll sit well with the referee. He's trying to plead his case with Kenneth Rojas as Terzaghi remains down. Another look at it here on the NL replay. Bryant who committed the foul. Zaki trying to step in the way, and just a forearm to the chest, and we move on. Presley. Now Noel Buck. He's deflecting out. What will the referee decide? Looks like he's decided for a goal kick. Terovich, the 16-year-old academy player, his second start, 5th appearance on the season. Of course, scoring his first professional goal last time out against North Carolina in the loss. What will Fitzgerald decide to do here as put this downfield? Looks like they'll go long. Terzaghi, this time battling with Bell. Terzaghi tried to jar that loose. Verfurth just knocks it out of play. Starting on that right side today for Richmond is Matt Bolduc, his 15th start of the season. Of course, a mainstay for the Richmond Kickers over the past handful of years. He's led Richmond in assists the last 2 years, but he only has 1 to his name so far here in 2021. Something to watch to see if he can add a couple of more assists to his name as this season moves along. Foggy September evening here at Gillette Stadium. Temperatures at the mid-60s, kind of feeling like fall, even though we're in the last few days of summer. Terovich gets back to his feet, looked like he lost his footing, and now he quickly gets back to his feet. Look at that from Noel Buck. And Buck will move this along. Rivera. There's a appeal for offside. Looked like Buck got himself in an onside position. Now Rosansky back in the starting lineup. Gets it wide for Presley. Deflected cross, kind of flattened it out. Terzaghi to ground. The other number 32, Rosansky, won it right back. Now Presley. Terovich was calling for it, didn't get it, and Presley loses out. Leo Vignals looking for that long diagonal and over the head of Spalding. And he was able to knock it out in front of Matt Bolduc. Since 1947, Select has been a leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of USL League One and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Flag up for offside. Here's Bell. And for Noel Buck. After a pretty frenetic start, things have calmed down just a bit. Verfurth. Bolaños. And now Vignals. Long Long ball over the top again from Chrysler. Bolaños was in an offside position. Well, this the fourth matchup of the season between these two sides. You have to go all the way back to April 17th for the first one. That was a 3-0 win for the Richmond Kickers. And then on the 5th of June, a 3-2 win for Richmond, and then the 2-2 draw in mid-August. But you look at goals per game between these two sides, 12 goals in the 3 games, 4 goals on average. That is, I guess, second behind Fort Lauderdale and Tucson in terms of total goals, but right there in terms of average. And we're off to a good start here tonight with the early goal from Richmond. Whistle and a foul. Sado will put this down quick. Is it right through the middle? Renix. Rosansky. Richmond, when they score that first goal, as you'd expect with most teams, they're fairly successful as Rivera brings this off his chest. A lot of time on the ball here early for New England. Richmond has been looking for those long diagonals, those long balls over the top. As for New England Revolution too, just that one result out of 8 when they concede first. They've yet to beat this Richmond team in 2021. Rosansky, quick give and go. Raktarovich, Renix on the turn, fires it out of play. Richmond this year has only won 2 times away from home, 2-6-2. That's much different than their home form at 4-1-5. Coming on the road, it's never easy, especially in this league. Richmond, with that early goal, hoping to get some sort of result out of this match tonight. Both these teams towards the bottom of the League One standings coming into tonight in 10th and 11th spots. This deflects out for a corner kick. But of course, with how close the standings are, a draw or even a win really can jolt you up those standings and get you into a playoff spot. Here's Rosansky. It's the first corner kick of the match for Revs 2. It's a jet blue corner kick. The in-swinger, met by Chrysler. Now Bryant. And Presley for New England. Moves it down the line. Sato. Presley, kind deflection there. Fires this across. Verfurth was there at the top of the 6. He could not find the finish. And it's out for a goal kick. Great chance and good build-up by Revs 2. Fitzgerald trying to go quickly. Bolaños. Switch of play was on, but it was deflected down. And Buck will look upfield. Wide for Presley. Spalding. Now Presley. Curling this in. Fitzgerald goes with 2 fists to punch it away. Seems like a lot of the attack has come down this right side. Sato was battling with Vinyals. He thought he won the throw, and now Bayraktarovic curling this in. Bouncing out of play. Good flurry of action there from Revs 2, 19 minutes gone. Bolduc. Sato comes flying in, and Renix retrieves it. Now Rivera. For Spalding. A couple of options there in the middle. Spalding takes an extra touch, deflecting through, and the follow-up by Rivera is skied out of play. So many chances in the early going here for New England. They have not been able to find the back of the net as of yet, but you can see why there have been so many goals between these two teams in 2021. The attack seemingly just not stopping on the NL replay. That extra little touch by Spalding put it into a good area. And it looked like Rivera may have lost his footing just a bit. And there's a look at Darren Sawatsky. He said his team's been through a bit of adversity this year, but you have to go through these type of situations in order to grow. And we talked about this earlier this year and even going to last year, trying to build that winning culture here in Richmond. Renix goes for goal and fires this right at Fitzgerald. Another save for the league leader in saves, Akira Fitzgerald. Be no surprise that New England has had as many chances as they have in the early going. Officially 3 shots, but plenty of action around that 18-yard box. And they, coming into tonight, were tied for first in terms of total shots with Chattanooga. Bolaños slips this in behind. It's Terzaghi around the goalkeeper. Tough angle, and he couldn't squeeze it in. He did all the hard work, but that initial touch to get around Rice took him to the end line. And he couldn't put his right foot on it. That would have curled it in towards goal. Instead, he went with his left. Another good chance for the Kickers. It's just their second shot of the match. Of course, the first one went in. And it's been on long balls, long diagonals that have given Richmond their best scoring opportunities so far tonight. Of course, we want to welcome those at Gus's Bar and Grill for tuning in tonight and watching their hometown side. All over the top, Bolduc will win the second ball. Spalding knocks it away. Calvo came flying in. It'll be a late whistle and a foul. Two clubs battling over the Atlantic Division's final playoff spot takes center stage when the USL on ESPN continues. Charlotte Independence travels north to Dillon Stadium to take on Hartford Athletic Thursday, September 30th, 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Deportes. Presley gets to the end line, tries to cut this across. Caicedo keeps it moving. Renix on the turn. Took a few deflections through there. Who did it go off of last? Went off a Richmond player, corner kick. Second corner kick of the night for Revs 2. Midway through his first half of play. It's a jet blue corner kick. Going to go for Caicedo, who was in some space at the top of the 18-yard box and goes straight out of play. Misfire on that one. Really Really see the fog starting to settle in here in Foxborough, Massachusetts. This will be very comfortable playing conditions for the players tonight. Away from the heat of the summer, starting to get into those cooler temperatures here in the fall in the New England area. Calvo, Chrysler, Vinyals, host of blue jerseys surrounding, and this moves along for Bolduc, who was in an offside position. PA trying to get his team back into this match. I think he has to like what he's seen. It's just that one moment early on, Jonathan Bolaños in space, able to fire home that opener. Aside from that goal, New England has really dictated this game so far. We talked a lot about the lessons you can learn from a game like that against North Carolina, and he said the level of compete that always needs to be there. So those are the certain things you can control. And behind again, Ethan Bryant. Sliding in was for Firth to push this out for a corner. Vinyals will come over to take this corner kick for the Kickers. The in-swinger flicked along, off the crossbar and out of play. Just a glancing header. It looked like Terzaghi got his head on it. Joe Rice happy to see the woodwork come to his rescue there. Another chance for the Kickers. Haven't been many. They have been quite dangerous when they've had those chances as Spalding races upfield. Drops it off for Renix, who's dropped a bit deeper now. Moves it for Presley. Araktarovic loses out Chris Cole, and then he gives it right back. Rosansky. Presley. Araktarovic clips this in. The header is down and away. Bryant and now Bolaños. Caicedo tracking back as well. Bolaños beats him for pace. Terzaghi's in the middle. Bolaños now looking for options. Terzaghi was slowed up, and Verfurth uses his strength to win that right back. Buck with some room to work. Lays it off for Rivera. The weave in behind Megales, and Megales comes away with it. He'll continue his run upfield. He drops it off for Terzaghi. And now Bolaños. Slow things down now. Megales might be able to come back to his center back position. Got a head of steam. You got to give the defender a chance in the attack every once in a while. Bolaños, here's some pressure from Presley. Finds Bryant in the middle. Just switch the point of attack to that right side, and they do just that. Bolduc crossing this in. Vinyals able to keep it in play in this near corner. Bryant, the shot is scooped up by Rice. Darren Sawatsky has really liked the addition of Ethan Bryant since coming over from San Antonio FC. Said he needed an opportunity. We needed a center midfielder. It really worked out perfectly. He also did mention that Neil Vinyals missed a bit of preseason, so having just an extra midfielder at the quality of Ethan Bryant has really helped this team. He's come in, he's taken off. He said he wished we would have had him maybe even a little bit sooner. Happy to have him as a Richmond kicker for the rest of this season. Sedo. For Firth. Rosansky. Heard those comments by Clint Piet, head of kick, about getting Jake Rosansky back after his injury has kept him out for a handful of games. Such a big part of that midfield. Here's Ethan Bryant. Terzaghi. And the goal scorer, Bolaños. Running it, Presley. You can see what Bolaños wants to do each and every time he gets on the ball, and that's cut inside on that right foot, as he did on the goal. Bulldog will cut inside on his left foot. It's a block down, and we'll cycle it back around. Straightforward again for Joe Rice. John Bell for Spalding. Spalding gets the cross away. Nobody was at the back post, and Cole's able to head this along. It falls now for Presley, and now Rosansky. The header down is in! Justin Rennicks equalizes for Revs 2. There was maybe a slight appeal for offside. Rennicks was able to keep himself onside. And Rennicks equalizes for New England. Well, that had really been coming for New England. They had not had a lot of shots so far in this match, but they have been in a lot of those situations where they've been firing some crosses in, and finally, on the NL replay, we'll see that Justin Rennicks was in the right place at the right time just to head this home. Rosansky was able to head that, or pardon me, cross that in. Rennicks heads it in, and he was kept onside by the defender who was tracking back there on that far side. Chrysler thought that Rennicks was offside. He may have been to Chrysler, but not to that other defender. That's what keeps him onside. It's a Michelob Ultra goal for Rennicks, and it is his second on the season. He's a player that Clint Piet is really hoped would get going. He scored his first goal about midway through the season. And he thought, all right, maybe that'll get him going, as Bolaños brings down Rosansky. But just goal number 2 on the season for Justin Rennicks to go along with 3 assists. The homegrown signee in 2019 after spending a couple of years at Indiana. So Rosansky will stand over this free kick. He can provide some good service. Rosansky curls this in, a little flick, and Fitzgerald happy to see that one go wide. So neither team will join Greenville at the top of the clean sheet rankings tonight. Both teams with 7 coming in, along with Omaha. Greenville leads the league with 8. Rosansky, Iraktarovich, look at all this space. He'll take this on his left foot, and he couldn't find the back of the net there. He wasn't far away. Not sure if that was the stanchion or the post. Oh, look at that little back heel by Vignals to spring the attack for Richmond. Ethan Bryant as well, working in tight spaces and gets it wide for Bolduc. Here's his cross, flicked along. This goes in. The flag is up, either for offside or a handball, pardon me, and this will be a yellow card on Emiliano Terzaghi. I was wondering how that even got in from that sort of angle. And an immediate yellow card given by tonight's referee, Kenneth Rojas. Let's take a look at this again on the NL replay. Bolduc fires the cross in, and yeah, that no hand of God here tonight. I know Terzaghi is from Argentina. No, that's not gonna fly. Renix battling with Megales. Renix the cross. Rivera battling with Calvo. Buck fires it out of play. Now the USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent and helping players transition to their USL senior teams. For more information, visit usl-academy.com. Spalding, a heavy touch, will put this out of play. This game well poised for an interesting second 45 minutes. 3 points could be absolutely crucial to both of these teams in the standings. Bolaños trying to squeeze that through the legs of Rice, and he just got that foot down to block it out of the goal. Now Cole. Vignals. These quick balls over the top for Richmond that have really found them some success tonight. Bryant. Switch of play. Didn't quite come off. And now Rosansky. Rosansky still going. Now lays it off for Rivera. Little Buck taking off the ball. Esteban Calvo going to ground. Vignals for Bolduc. Rivera colliding there as he went to ground. And the giveaway. With a win for either of these two teams, they came in with 25 tonight. It'll take them level on points with Tormenta and Madison, the two teams that hold the final 2 playoff spots in 5th and 6th. Now Another look at that chance on the NL replay. Just over the top again. Just a bit too heavy off the chest of Bolaños. Joe Rice did well in goal. John Bell. He'll try the long ball this time. Renix went to ground. Referee doesn't blow his whistle there. Instead, he just motions for a goal kick. Renix taken away in the middle. Moran did well. Magales. Cole for Moran. The diagonal gets it out wide for Bolduc. Lays it off for Bryant. Bolduc will try to get it back. Good first touch. Almost laid that off for Viñals. Instead, cycles around Bolaños. His cross was blocked down. And a handball there on Bolduc. It looked like Viñals wanted to hit that at the top of the box. Didn't get the opportunity. As Bolduc continued his run in field from his right winger position. One game gone final. We'll show you those highlights at halftime along with some other Week 23 action. 1-1 between Toronto and Madison. Penalty saved in that game by Phil Perino in goal for the Mingos, but could not get out of Toronto with all 3 points. Instead, they'll settle for just the 1 point. Bryant went to ground. He was taken off the ball. Here comes Rivera. Renix making the run up ahead. Here is Justin Renix. He was in an offside position, left just a millisecond too early, Renix. I think that's what you want from a center forward. Justin Renix making those sorts of runs, playing on the back shoulder of the last defender. Being in those situations, in and around the goal, just like he was in his equalizer tonight. Here's Presley now. Caicedo. And now Renix. Caicedo. Terovich with his back to goal. Back by Caicedo. He's been in a lot of good areas to win the ball back for the Revs in this first half. There's Caicedo again, who goes down. Good challenge coming in from Chris Cole, and a free kick awarded to New England. Once again, it's Rosansky standing over this set piece. Final few seconds of the first half. Play this in low, took a deflection towards goal. Fitzgerald was able to scoop up. Only 1 minute of stoppage time at the end of this first half. It's presented by United Healthcare. Rivera, maybe one more chance for Revs 2. Spalding joins the attack. Spalding could not put that on frame, slices it out of play. He's been very active down that left side, much like Presley on this right side. And at times this year, New England has played in that three-back system, which has allowed the outside backs in Spalding and Presley to really join the attack. And with Caicedo sitting in the center of the park and Rosansky back in the lineup as well, those two have been able to provide some cover for the two center backs in Bell and Verfurth and allowed them to join the attack even in this back four. Throw in, last few seconds of the first 45 minutes. And there is the final whistle. So a goal for either side through the first 45 minutes of action. Bolaños scored in the early going, and then Justin Rennicks canceled it out with an equalizer of his own. That is where we stand here at halftime. So we will head into the 15-minute intermission. The game's still there for the taking between Revs 2 and the Richmond Kickers. Halftime is presented by Gillette. It's New England 1, it's Richmond 1. Stay with us. Welcome back to halftime. It is presented by Gillette. Nice night here at Gillette Stadium. New England Revolution 2 hosting the Richmond Kickers. Already one game in the books on this Friday night to open up Week 24 across USL League One. It was north of the border, Toronto FC 2 taking on Forward Madison. And it would be some chances coming early on for the home side, but Phil Brino was able to make quite a few saves in this game to keep Forward Madison in it. And it would eventually turn into a Forward Madison goal, and it would be a familiar name for those New England fans watching this game here today. A little nutmeg there. Fuson keeps moving it along. It would eventually find its way to Ryan Sierakowski, just looking at that goal and slotting it home for 1-0. So Forward Madison on the road, but could they keep this lead? They would be challenged, at least in this first half. A penalty there. Eric Leonard not pleased about that decision from the referee, but in comes Phil Brino again, guessing the right way, pushing it aside. It goes 1-0 in the halftime. Forward Madison with the lead. McLaughlin could not find the back of the net there on that penalty. The 5th PK save across USL League One this year. Brino having to make another save here on the corner kick. Pretty straightforward there. But here, Brino got himself in a tough situation, maybe losing his footing. And then it was tapped in, and Toronto FC 2 would steal one here at the end. Antonoglu just there to tap it home, and it finishes 1-1 to open up Week 24 across USL League One. But we also go back to last weekend, Week 23 in USL League One, and Greenville taking on Chattanooga. Two teams that know each other pretty well, but this would be a rough challenge there. Capizzucci, that would be the last we would see of him on the night. A red card, a straight red card, and then it would turn into a J.J. Donnelly goal, sliding in and able to push that one in. So that gave Greenville really the only goal they would need on the night. They would go on to win 1-0, but it wouldn't be before another player sent off. This time, it's Don Smart for Greenville Triumph. So he gets his marching orders, and then Paul Christensen called into action here on the header at the back post, able to push it aside. But Chattanooga, they have been known for late goals this year, but they would not get one on this occasion. Couple of chances here. Christensen with a save, and on the follow, up and over the bar. So it finishes on the night 1-0 to Greenville Triumph, as they continue to just hang up there at the top of the table. So Triumph win at home in Week 23. Then Tucson and Fort Lauderdale. A lot of goals in this one, but it was all for one side. The corner given away, and then Mastrantonio, just a glancing header, able to put this into the back of the net, and that opened the scoring on the night for FC Tucson. They have been flying high as of late in terms of scoring goals. And then Derry Korf, this would be the first of a brace. That made it 2-0 for FC Tucson, just curling it inside that right post. And then Derry Korf, he would not be done yet. In transition, FC Tucson goes again. Korf would finish this one off. It would be a 3-0 win, and a great way to wrap up Week 23 in USL League One. More to come from Foxborough right after this.
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
Right-footed shot, and it's in! Knocked away. Looking for Para, could fall for an opportunity here. The shot comes in! Oh, it's brilliant!
I did get an interesting text from someone in the Phoenix organization talking about how big and physical that game was, and maybe they didn't necessarily know it was going to be just like that. I think they got a good taste. By the way, in case you're wondering, Forrest Lasso is competing for the Summer Olympics in gymnastics. Just wanted you to know. What you
So
got
is
next?
Lee Cohen. He was part of that routine.
Bring it to me.
Forrest Lasso, the defender of the year, leaping over the ad boards and pirouetting his way toward the dugout.
News and notes from around USL League One. The August Player of the Month is Forward Madison's Aaron Malloy. So Forward Madison trying to climb the standings. They get the draw today, and that ended the home win streaks for the home teams. It ends at 7. So a draw to start this week here in USL League One. Nazmi Abadawi in his final match scores a brace in the North Carolina FC home win. Here is the Clear Audio Team of the Week. A lot of good names on here. Phil Brino, he might have a good shout to be on the Team of the Week once again after his performance earlier today up north against Toronto FC 2. Look at the goals leaders. Emiliano Terzaghi, Marios Lomas continuing to set the pace. Marco Micheletto and Greg Hurst just 3 behind. There has been a lot of movement on this list as of late. We'll see if this back end of the season will shake things up at all in terms of the Golden Boot. As for the assists, Charlie Dennis getting his name on this list as well, as he is now 1 behind Ricky Ruiz and George Acosta ahead of all of their matches this weekend. As for the goals against leaders, well, it's the 2 teams at the top of the standings. Their respective goalkeepers are at the top of this list as well. Rashid Nuhu, Tim Trilk, Joe Rice, Kira Fitzgerald, along with Phil Brino, all falling just a little bit behind those top 2. Look at the scoreboard. Of course, that one game has gone final. TFC 2-1 and Ford Madison 1. Ford Madison conceding late in that second half, while, of course, FC Tucson getting that big win over Fort Lauderdale. And Chattanooga, they will be in action against North Carolina FC. Last time these 2 teams faced off, it was a pretty exciting one. Plenty of goals to go around, and you always know that Chattanooga is good for a late goal. This will be the 3rd meeting this season between the Red Wolves and North Carolina FC, and North Carolina FC is starting to find some form. They're still in last place in the USL League One standings, but they're only 6 points behind 11th place Richmond coming into this game today. So it'll be interesting to see what transpires tomorrow. So that is the only game on Saturday, ahead of 3 games on Sunday. Fort Lauderdale and Tormenta will go at it here in South Florida. North Texas and Union Omaha, that should be an intriguing one there. Then, of course, Greenville Triumph and FC Tucson. 3 games on Sunday and, of course, 1 tomorrow. Second half, though, from Foxborough is on the way. Back at Gillette Stadium, a foggy night here in Foxborough, Massachusetts. It's 1-1 between Rebs 2 and the Richmond Kickers. Halftime presented by Gillette. Let's take a look at those first half highlights presented by Gillette. We start in the 3rd minute, and this is where the scoring got started for the Richmond Kickers. A foul there in the midfield, and then right off the free kick, ball over the top. Presley was maybe caught out just a bit. Bolaños cuts in field, curls one into the top corner. Great start for Richmond. I'm sure Darren Sawatsky had to love what he saw here. And Bolaños, his 4th goal of the season, half of those have been against New England in 2021. Then come the 33rd minute. This is where New England would get one back. Presley would hand this off for Rosansky. The header down, bouncing in by Justin Rennicks. It's his 2nd goal on the season, and able to equalize for New England, and Hugs after the goal as well. Look at the Geico first half stats. Plenty of attack in this match. 10 shots for Revs 2. Or will we get more goals? And that is what the second 45 will answer for us tonight. There is Pierre Caillé. He will be a halftime substitute for this New England Revolution 2 side, and he comes in like-for-like substitution as John Bell is replaced. The teams will switch ends. Richmond in those gray Ucrops cookie kits, if you want to call them that. And then, of course, New England in the blue tops and red shorts. Kenneth Rojas sends us on our way for the second 45 minutes of action here from Gillette Stadium. Boy, the fog really settling in here on this Friday evening in mid-September. That is a Santander substitution. Pierre Caillé checking in. His first appearance off the bench this year for Clint P.A. and Revs 2. His 15th appearance on the season. A player down here for Richmond. Some concern shown by his teammates. We saw the thumbs up, though, by Terzaghi. Zaka Moran gets back to his feet. Immediately off the restart, it's given away. And Noel Buck able to run into some space. Cuts this in. Rivera, a sliding challenge, and it deflects in. New England will take it, and they'll take the lead with it. Rivera made all of that happen, and he will get credit for that goal. Looked like Megales slid in and went to ground. And Rivera able to direct that deflection in past Fitzgerald, and Revs 2 from 1-0 down to 2-1 up. They have the lead. Another look at it on the NL replay. It was all off the giveaway on the restart. No Buck came away with it. Rivera, that is just an unfortunate deflection if you're Richmond and Ivan Megales. And nothing Fitzgerald could do, especially from that close of a distance. Well, we featured Damian Rivera in the Open. He made his MLS debut earlier this season. That's a Michelob Ultra goal. It's the 6th goal on the season for Damian Rivera. New England not done yet. Araktarovic for Noel Buck, trying to cut this back. It was behind Rennicks. Another poor deflection, but this time Richmond able to clear it away. And that is something that Darren Sawatsky has talked about this year, and that the ball has just bounced the wrong way. And we've been waiting for it to go our way. And you thought, all right, maybe you get an early goal, and that could really change things, but that is about as unlucky as it gets, as Megales was in the right place. The deflection beats Fitzgerald. Remember, New England has not won a game this year on 8 previous occasions when they've conceded first. Renix trying to turn the corner. Chrysler brings him down. Free kick, Rebs 2, and a yellow card to Jalen Chrysler. Renix slow back to his feet. He's good to carry on. Here it is again on the NL replay. And he's taken out that right leg of Renix. Heavy challenge put in by the center back. Spent last year with Ford Madison, only just 2 times, a couple injuries. Before that, Detroit City in Nisa. Rosansky curling in. Fitzgerald misplayed it. Renix comes away with it. Renix puts this in towards goal. Fitzgerald got a deflection on it. And now here's another shot that's cleared away by Chrysler. Well, Fitzgerald almost caught no man's land there. Richmond did well to put bodies in front of goal. Prevents another one from going in. Remember, New England has not beaten Richmond this year on 3 previous occasions. A 3-0 win, a 3-2 win, and a 2-2 draw. All in favor of the Kickers. Presley felt the contact and went to ground. Another look at this sequence on the NL replay. Fitzgerald tried to punch that away, didn't get full purchase on it, then lost his footing. Renix put the shot in. And Caicedo rolled one in that was cleared away. Zansky. This will be a throw-in. Referee will ask him to bring it back a few yards. It's knocked out of play as Bolaños trying to turn the corner. And it's a corner kick for the Kickers. As now they are the team looking for an equalizer. Curling this in. Rosansky got his head on it. It's cleared out of play. Another corner kick coming, this time on the near side. Zaka Moran put this in for Richmond. Played it in the back post. Just right up into the air. Still in there. Finally, it's knotted away as far as Bolduc. Moran gets himself back on side and now can curl this in. The header deflecting through. And another corner kick upcoming. 3rd successive here for the Kickers. Another one on the in-swinger. This will go back to New England now. Clint PA said after that tough loss last week that his team came into training this week in the right mindset. He said his guys need to push to maybe get out of their comfort zones a little bit. But it seems like when you start to win games, everything takes care of itself, although this is an organization that is seeing a lot of success here in 2021, especially with what the Revs are doing in MLS. Top of the Supporters Shield standings. Bruce Arena really has this team going in the right direction. It's a tough team to break into at the moment. But you never know when you'll be called upon, like Damian Rivera was a few weeks ago, making his MLS debut against FC Cincinnati. Moran stands over this set piece for Richmond again. Megales. Presley knocks it away. Battle for that loose ball on the far side. Bolaños comes away with it, gets to the end line, tries to put one in for Firth, able to knock it clear. Renix and Chrysler battling for it. Now Megales again. This time it's Viñals who's fouled. Quite a few set-piece opportunities for the Kickers in this opening 10 minutes of the second half. Zaka Moran once more, curling this in. Caicedo there to knock it away. Never got by the first man. Calvo. And this time Presley comes in and commits the foul. Free kick Richmond again. Argentine Zaka Moran. Again, Caicedo there to head it clear. This time as far as Bryant. Now Calvo. Moran. Gonna get more depth on this cross. Gets it in for Terzaghi. He's battling for it and went to ground. Renix wins the throw in here for New England. If you can't watch the match, turn on SiriusXM FC, channel 157, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Meola, Rodney Marsh, and USL All Access with Mike Watts and Devin Kerr every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You can also hear live action from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on SiriusXM FC 157 and the app. Caicedo. Rivera clattered into, found a free kick. Again on the NL replay. Kind of clumsy there from Calvo. Here's Kaye, halftime substitute. Long over the top for Rivera. Goes into the back of Calvo. This time it's Rivera fouling Calvo as opposed to a minute ago. It's the other way around. This time a foul on Calvo, or pardon me, on Kaye as Terzaghi goes down. Free kick to Richmond. It'll be a big game on this field tomorrow night as the Revolution play host to the Columbus Crew, and that of course means you have to bring his name up. It's a Richmond Kickers New England game. Matt Turner will be in goal for the Revs taking on the Crew. Of course, he spent some time as Richmond's goalkeeper in prior years. Raktarovic will lay this off for Presley. Chance to cross in. Magales there to defend it. Given away by Raktarovic. Rivera. Rosansky will cut it back. Now he'll go for goal. And it's scooped up by Fitzgerald. Not a player that really looks for goal too much is Jake Rosansky. Came in tonight with 5 assists, now up to 6. Was signed right at the end of March ahead of the season and starts his 17th game today. He's been a staple in that midfield, and Clint P.A. very happy to get him back after a few games out due to injury. Rivera. Renix. Caicedo off the crossbar. What a strike that was by Luis Caicedo. Denied by the woodwork. New England knocking on the door for a third. Here they come again by Raktarovic. He won't get there before Cole, but he does win a throw-in. Another look at it on the NL replay. Caicedo found some space on that left foot. Fitzgerald looked like he was beat to that top corner. Caicedo just a little bit too tall. Past the hour mark. Goal in this second half has given New England the lead. Buck to the end line. As things stand, Revs 2 would be moving into 6th place in the USL League One standings. Caicedo was fouled by Vinyals, and a free kick to New England. Setting up for the free kick on the far side. Center backs have come forward for this one as well. The in-swinger. Caicedo was in there for Firth, got his foot to it. Now Presley on his left foot rolls this in. And Calvo clears. It has to be the goalkeeper, Joe Rice, to come up to get that one. Like a player down inside the area. Now to bring this back, it's the center back, Ivan Magales. PA hoping his side can just see this out from here. And they've been the team on the front foot really throughout. After they conceded that opening goal, this game has really belonged to them. Gale's back on his feet. It'll be a drop ball to put this back into play. Kaye going to break the lines, just like we saw John Bell do earlier. Rosanski taken away by Zaka Moran. There's the challenge and the free kick. Richmond trying to get something moving forward in this second half. They have not had much in terms of attack. One shot so far for Richmond in this second half. It's not on target. Spalding, Rivera. Alva did well to close it down, but deflects for Caicedo in the middle. Gets it out wide, Bayraktarovic. Trying to curl that towards goal. Presley now on the volley. It sneaks all the way through. And it'll be, it looks like a corner kick upcoming. Took a deflection on the way in. Jet blue corner kick, Jake Rosanski to take. Didn't get it by the first man there either. Noel Buck. Bayraktarovic trying to play dummy there and just let that run through. Didn't quite come off, and now it's Ethan Bryant. Was asking for it back. Instead, they elect the long switch of play. Rosanski battling for it in the middle. Terzaghi put pressure on. Does force a turnover in the end. Calvo puts it back in quickly. Bolduc. Rivera did well to step in defensively. That's something Clint Piet talked about, was the defensive side of Rivera's game, needing to step up just a bit. It was a good moment there for the youngster. Careful at the back there. Joe Rice had to move that along quickly. Caicedo. There's Kaye. Couple of Richmond subs preparing on the far side. Influence these last 20 minutes. Spalding. Here's the cross, too tall for Renix. It skips through Bayraktarovic. It'll be a throw-in for New England, but first those two subs. So it'll be Olex Anderson along with Denzo Ulis coming on. Those are Santander substitutions for the Kickers. Anderson with 3 goals and 2 assists to his name this year. The end line. Colby Quinones also coming on for Connor Presley, Santander sub. Here's the cross. Knocked away, an appeal for handball. The referee will give that. There'll be a yellow card as well to Jake Rosansky. Here it is again on the NL replay. Trying to maybe slow down that counterattack for Richmond. Moran over the top, nearly brought down by Bolaños. To the end line. I think that went a bit too far. It did. It's out for a goal kick. The USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ plus community through the Forever Proud project. The USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forever-proud. Another whistle and a free kick. There've been a lot of whistles in this second half. Kind of a stop and start first half hour to this second period of play. Quinones, his body in the way there. Richmond appeal for a foul, and it won't be given. Fogg really settling in as this match continues. And that's where it actually might favor a team like Richmond, who have been looking for those long balls over the top. You got to track the ball from back to front. Terzaghi. Terzaghi there to win it back. Vignals too far for Anderson. Just that one game that has gone final so far today. Toronto 1, Madison 1. It's a big chance for Ford Madison to climb the table with a win. They were leading until late on before Toronto was able to find that equalizer. Joe Rice will put this back in play now for Revs 2, taking his time. Back heel, well done. And it springs Caicedo into the attack. Coming back for Buck, it was a bit behind him. He fumbled it. There's Ulis trying to keep it alive. Couldn't do so. Rosansky now for Rivera. Rivera sizing up the competition here, rolling this in. Rivera will get back on it. During that last goal kick, it was a yellow card given to Joe Rice for time wasting. The referee not having any more of that. Kaye. And Sawatsky trying to get a ball to his player as quick as possible, trying to expedite this process here as they look for that equalizer. Quinones was given a yellow card there. Or you can call it time wasting as well, throwing the ball away. So he just came onto the field and already into the book. Renix did well to hold play up. Caicedo. Wide for Spalding. Colliding with Anderson. It's just outside the area and a yellow card. We're starting to fly here as we reach the 75th minute. And Anderson also just onto the field and into the book. Here it is on the NL replay. Getting that arm up high on Spalding. It's not going to fly. Buck and Rosansky around this. Play it short for Noel Buck, and he'll have a shot that's blocked down. Didn't quite come off how I think Rosansky had wanted that to. There'll be another substitution coming. Nenny Silva. Will be the youngster Bayraktarovic to come off. A 16-year-old in his just second start. It's a Santander substitution as Silva comes on. His 10th appearance on the season, all off the bench. Does have one assist. So fresh legs on for Revs 2. Spalding played that behind Renix. Spalding still going for it. Moran there to cover Chrysler as he was caught out there losing possession. No Buck trying to keep this and does. Renix with the back heel couldn't. And another two subs now coming for the Richmond Kickers. Hernan Gonzalez along with Nathan Ani. Neil Vinyals along with Ethan Bryant coming off for the Kickers. Santander substitutions. Now just one substitution left for Darren Sawatsky in Richmond. There's so many players on this Richmond team. An Argentine comes on, and a native of the Seattle area comes on. Spalding, England trying to play out here. Good tackle there in the middle by Moran. Bolaños chasing after this. Couldn't keep it in play. Bit of a shove there out of play, and we should note that was Colby Quinones with that shove. The yellow card was not given to him. It was given to Esmir Bayraktarovic. So he is now off the field. So Quinones not in the book. Join USL in celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month through October 15th. Visit uslsoccer.com/Hispanic-heritage for exclusive content and stories that celebrate members of the Hispanic community that have shaped the USL. Caicedo has been a force in that midfield tonight for New England. Manny Silva now leads the charge for Revs 2. Cutting in field. Silva will do this himself, but the shot was blocked down. Oh, the fog getting even thicker as this game continues on. Week 24 just getting going here in USL League One. Just one game tomorrow, but it's an interesting one. Chattanooga and North Carolina. CFC has found some form here in the past few weeks. Then Sunday, 3 games for your viewing pleasure. Greenville and Tucson, North Texas, Omaha, and Fort Lauderdale will take on Tormenta as Terzaghi leads the break. Into the box, and on the turn, Anderson shot out of play. The possession was about 57% to New England at halftime, but in this second half, they have possessed the ball about 65% of the time. It was limited to Richmond to just 1 shot. New England up to 7 in this second half. It's maybe some payback for that 3-0 loss that Revs 2 had early on this year, Richmond, right here in Gillette Stadium. Rivera. Buck. Spalding. Once again, more time on the ball for New England. Richmond having to chase this game. Back for Rice, who knocks it downfield. This will now be a free kick to New England. I think Clint Pie and Manny Silva wanted that first one. Bit of a push off, but Caicedo goes down and the free kick's given. Again on the NL replay. Tangled up with Nathan Ani. Buck on his left foot. Shot blocked down by Chrysler, who did well sliding in at the last moment. Now Rivera. Cutting in field. Chrysler there again. Massive performance here put in by Jalen Chrysler. Keeping this at 2-1. Again on the NL replay. First it was Noel Buck getting that right leg in the way. Got back to his feet. Rivera cut in field. That one off the left leg. Corner kick now for New England. It's a jet blue corner kick. There's nobody in the box for New England, trying to not give up a counterattack goal. The 2-1 advantage, you can't really blame them, but this will be a free kick now for Rebs 2. Sub here for Richmond, a Santander sub. Zaka Moran is out. Mumbi Quiselli comes on. Just his third appearance of the season. He's battled some injuries. Played under Darren Sawatsky in his youth. He's from the Seattle area. Anderson is there to foul Rosansky. That is the final sub of the night. For the Richmond Kickers, they've used all 3 of their substitution windows. Played ahead for Silva. Back for Buck, saved off the line and cleared away. It was Chrysler and Fitzgerald, not sure who got the final touch on it. And Noel Buck denied at the goal line. Now a foul will send this back to Richmond. Alex Anderson tried to go quick, but it gives us another chance to look back at this on the NL replay. Buck. Great chance. He went right down the middle. Fitzgerald and Chrysler there to deny him. Gonzalez lost track of where that was as Rice is clattered into by Ani. And Verfurth does not like that. There'll be a talking to here with Kenneth Rojas. Again on the NL replay, you can see Rice was waiting until the last moment to pick that up, but I think Ani needed to collide into him there. Seemed avoidable. Give a lot of credit to New England in this second half. They got that early goal, and they have managed this game very, very well. Uli's taken off the ball. Silva able to run at this back line. It's Meni Silva. And it's blocked down. Megales this time sliding in. Silva knocking on the door for his first pro goal. It's a turnover. Silva picks it up. Like he liked it on that left foot. Sized it up, but Megales there to block it down. If New England can hold on here, it would be their first win after conceding first. On the other side, it would be Richmond's third loss after scoring the first goal. That would tie them for the league lead. North Carolina has also done that 3 times, and they're hoping to avoid that here in the final 2 minutes plus stoppage time. This thick fog here in Foxborough. Zansky went to ground, didn't win it. Bolaños trying to slide this through. It was denied. A heavy challenge coming in. This will be a yellow card. Hernan Gonzalez into the book. Again on the NL replay. Might be lucky just to get away with the yellow there. That was a lot of force coming from behind. Like he sized that one up a bit too. Caicedo. We get into 5 minutes additional stoppage time presented by United Healthcare. Here comes another shot that forces Fitzgerald into a save. And it's pushed up and out of play. Corner kick, New England. Here it is again on the NL replay. That's Manny Silva. He has shown some good opportunities tonight since coming on as a substitution. A jet blue corner kick. They'll take this short. Silva. Buck for Renix. Rivera. His jersey pulled. Damian Rivera moves this along. It's Noel Buck to put this away for New England. 3-1 to Revs 2, and they'll take all 3 points for the first time this year against the Kickers. Dropkick Murphys play over the sound system here at Gillette Stadium. 3-1 to New England. Another look at it here. A little give and go. Rivera did the hard work through the middle. And Buck found himself in some open space on the right, able to slot it by Akira Fitzgerald. And it's 3-1 on the night, game, set, and match for New England. And Noel Buck, in his first pro season, gets his 5th goal. It's a Michelob Ultra goal for New England. Vera gets the assist there, his first of the season. Here's the free kick back the other way. And Joe Rice able to make the save. It's brought down by Olex Anderson, but it looks like everything okay between the two. 2 minutes to go in a minimum of 5. Bolaños got the scoring started in the 3rd minute, but it's been all New England since. Renix, Rivera, and Buck. May not be done yet. Damian Rivera, a goal and an assist tonight. Couple of subs coming on for the last few seconds here. Noel Buck will make way. Tyler Freitas alongside Hikaru Fujiwara. Santander substitutions. Damian Rivera and Noel Buck. Both of the goal scorers here in this second half for New England. This will be a tough one to swallow if you're Richmond. You score that first goal across the league. The chances that you come away with some sort of result so high, but not able to crack the score sheet aside from just the third minute. Runs through for Akira Fitzgerald. Through the minimum of 5. We'll see how much longer Kenneth Rojas wants this to go. Enzo Ulis. Bolaños. Cole with the cross. It's right at Joe Rice. And that is the final whistle. 3 goals and 3 points for New England Revolution 2. Their first come-from-behind victory on the season, and also the first time that they beat the Richmond Kickers here in 2021. And that moves Clint PA's side up to 28 points. And they, of course, now are knocking on the door again of the playoff picture. That should move them up into 6th place. They are now level on 28 points with Tormenta and with Ford Madison. Handshakes all around. PA has to be pleased with his team's performance, especially on the heels of that 4-1 loss at North Carolina last time out. That's Damian Rivera. He's our United Healthcare Man of the Match. Some words from Kurt Anulfo on his way off the field tonight. A goal and an assist for Rivera. And a victorious performance for New England Revolution 2. Time to look at our save of the match presented by Michelob Ultra. Well, there weren't too many chances in this second half, so we have to go back to the first half, and that was a good one for Joe Rice. Going to make himself big and deny Jonathan Bolaños of a brace. That save of the match presented by Michelob Ultra. The NL play of the match. Quick off the restart, but it was given away. And this would be a transitional moment for New England Revolution 2, and eventually would find its way to Damian Rivera. Maybe an unfortunate deflection there for Richmond. And that's how the game was pretty much all night for New England. The bounces went their way. Didn't quite go the way of Richmond on the night. So Clint PA heads back into the locker room. And a victorious night for New England Revolution 2. We'll come back and wrap things up. It finishes New England 3 and Richmond 1.
Perfect.
Back here to wrap things up, a victorious night for New England Revolution 2 at Gillette Stadium. It's time to look at our full-time highlights, and they are presented by Gillette. The Richmond Kickers going through some post-match stretching. And we go all the way back to the 3rd minute. That was when, well, there was less fog, first of all, and it was also when Richmond was able to get that opening goal through Jonathan Bolaños, his 4th goal this season, his 2nd against New England. That was a great start for the Richmond Kickers, but that would pretty much be all the highlights of the night for Richmond, because New England would be on the attack from then on. The 33rd minute, shuffles around Rosansky, and the header down by Renix and in. And that makes it 1-1 on the other side of halftime, 47th minute. Ethan Bryant, the giveaway on the free kick. It's kind of a cheap giveaway there. And it sprung New England into the attack. Noel Buck, Damian Rivera. Oh, deflected in. Rivera will take it. And it's 2-1 on the night to New England Revolution 2. So they take the lead back just on the other side of halftime. Then in stoppage time, the fog rolling in. Renix moves this along. Good ball movement all around by New England. And all 3 of the goal scorers, because Noel Buck able to slot this one home. Rivera touched it, Renix touched it, and then Buck was able to finish it off. And 3-1 on the night for New England Revolution 2. Full-time stats presented by Geico. Not a whole lot going in that second half for Richmond, but 26 shots for New England Revolution 2 as they were dominant on the night, and a well-deserved 3 points. And that will look at these standings. New England moves all the way up into 5th spot, but level on points with Tormenta and Madison. Richmond sits in 11th spot on 25 points, but still just 3 points off of those playoff places, and with a game in hand on Tormenta. Those are the Dan O'Brien Automotive Group USL League One standings. And what is to come? Only one game tomorrow. Chattanooga will take on North Carolina, and then a trio of games on Sunday, starting with North Texas and Omaha, along with Greenville and Tucson. Just a half hour later, Fort Lauderdale will host Tormenta. So that gets you set for this weekend. Week 24 off to a flying start here on this Friday. 1 game done in Toronto, 1 game done in Foxborough, and it is New England coming away victorious here in the nightcap. They win it 3-1 over Richmond. For our entire crew, I'm Josh Eastern saying so long from Foxborough. It finishes New England 3 and Richmond 1. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.